One of the most disappointing aspects of the Alberta leaders' debate was the lack of discussion on the energy transition and the impact it will have on Lethbridge and other communities. While both leaders claimed to support the oil and gas industry, they ignored the need for a transition to renewable energy sources that would create jobs, reduce emissions, and diversify the economy. The debate focused on the past and present of the oil and gas sector, but not on its future. Smith defended her record as premier, saying she has fought for pipelines, reduced corporate taxes, and repealed the carbon tax. Notley criticized Smith for her ethics breach, her cuts to public services, and her cozy relationship with Big Oil. Both leaders accused each other of being untrustworthy and out of touch with Albertans. But neither leader addressed the elephant in the room, the global shift away from fossil fuels and towards clean energy. This shift is not only driven by environmental concerns, but also by economic opportunities. According to a recent report by Clean Energy Canada, Canada could create more than 200,000 jobs in renewable energy by 2030, while reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 60%. Alberta has the potential to be a leader in this transition, with its abundant resources of wind, solar, and geothermal energy. Lethbridge is already a shining example of how renewable energy can benefit a community. The city has invested in wind farms, solar panels, and biogas facilities that generate electricity, heat, and revenue. Lethbridge has also attracted companies like Canadian Solar and Intercon that manufacture and service renewable energy equipment. These initiatives have created hundreds of jobs, boosted the local economy, and reduced the city's carbon footprint. But Lethbridge cannot do it alone. It needs support from the provincial government to continue its transition to a low-carbon future. It needs policies that encourage innovation, investment, and education in renewable energy. It needs incentives that reward businesses and consumers for choosing clean energy options. It needs a vision that recognizes the opportunities and challenges of the energy transition. Unfortunately, neither Smith nor Notley offered such a vision in the debate. They stuck to their talking points and avoided the hard questions. They failed to address the energy transition and the harm it will do to Lethbridge if it is not embraced. They failed to show leadership on one of the most important issues facing Alberta and the world. The energy transition is the process of shifting from fossil fuels to clean and renewable sources of energy, such as solar, wind, hydro, and biofuels. This transition is crucial for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and mitigating climate change impacts. Greenhouse gases are gases in the Earth's atmosphere that trap the sun's heat and warm the climate. The main greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide, CO2, which is emitted when we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for energy. Other greenhouse gases include methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. According to the U. Energy Information Administration, EIA, fossil fuels were the source of about 79% of U. Primary energy consumption, 94% of total U. Carbon dioxide emissions, and 80% of total U. Greenhouse gas emissions resulting from human activity in 2020. Globally, fossil fuels accounted for about 84% of primary energy consumption and 89% of energy-related CO2 emissions in 2019. Scientists know with virtual certainty that increasing greenhouse gas concentrations tend to warm the planet. In computer-based models, rising concentrations of greenhouse gases produce an increase in the average surface temperature of the Earth over time. Rising temperatures may produce changes in precipitation patterns, storm severity, and sea level. Collectively, this is commonly referred to as climate change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, is the leading international body for assessing the scientific evidence on climate change.